Justin, tell me a little bit about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Kenmore, which is just north a little ways, probably like 20, 30 minutes north. So like Lake Forest Park and stuff.
And you grew up with mom and dad? And
Yeah, mom, dad, older brother.
Gotcha. What was your home life like?
It was good. I mean, I was lucky. I had both hardworking parents, good people. They were high school sweethearts, and my dad passed away in 2021. But they were together, like, my whole life. They never even fought. I was really blessed, I had really good parents. Older brother, kind of a dick, but that's older brother stuff. But I love him. We all get along. We're still talking stuff.
Nice. And tell me about you to high school in Kenmore?
Yeah, I went to high school at Inglemore High School, which is in Kenmore. Went to Kenmore Junior High and stuff, and I don't know, I was doing good and stuff, and then I started skipping school kind of, and ended up having to get my GED in 11th grade because they were going to try to do some like Becca bill or something like that where they get my parents in trouble for it, and it's like, it's not their fault, they want me to go to school, I'm just not going. But yeah, so I ended up just getting my GED, and yeah, forego senior year and stuff, just was done early, and then after that, just kind of, I don't know, didn't really continue schooling, I guess, I was back in 99, would have been.
Where did life take you after that? You got your GED and then?
And, we worked jobs here and there. I did hardwood flooring for a while. Actually worked down the road at Seattle Floor Service on like 65th and 3rd down there. Worked a couple of different hardwood places. Did finished construction, things like that. And, I was doing pretty good. And then like 2015, my dog passed away and it just kind of derailed me, Just kind of fell off.
Well, where were you living at
2015? In 2015, I was living in Lake Forest Park. I had a spot there. And things were going good,
Like you had an apartment?
I had a house.
A house?
I had a house that I rented. And it was just me and my 2 dogs. And then, Caesar passed away, and I thought I was doing good, and it just kind of hit me. I had like a heat stroke 10 days later, and 10 days after that, I was with some friends, and, they were using, and I, started using with them, and, I could probably go to my parents' house, my mom's house, but she, like, my niece will be there and stuff, so I'm not going to go there, I have options if I was not using, but I just kind of got caught up in it, and then more deaths have happened and stuff, so
2015, your dog passed away, and that kind of lost you into...
Yeah, I guess I reached for something to escape reality,
Yeah, we all do, man.
Yeah.
There's lots of things to reach for.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about that, I guess, kind of, how do I say this? I don't know, progression of you started using, and then what happens?
Well, my mom obviously doesn't put up with that.
So she found out, you told her?
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. You could just see the change in me,
Gotcha. And you're still living in your house at this time?
No, I'd actually moved out. I moved out of there just, not really because of money, just because I wanted to move out. I just, I was down. I wanted to like, be around people.
Right, you didn't want to be alone. Right.
Yeah, but then I'm using, so I'm not going to fight with my mom, about that stuff. So she would let me stay there. I talk to her almost every day, but it's just not a safe environment. My niece will be over there. It's not. I feel terrible just being around there. I can't do that. I can't do that kind of stuff.
Makes sense.
But I've wanted to quit and stuff. It's just then I had my dad die. Then a person who's like my little brother passed away, and then it starts adding up. So as soon as you think you're gonna get one step forward, it's like 2 steps back kind of deal.
Yeah. There's a lot of pain in life and suffering in life that is hard to deal with.
Yeah, you think you're going to be ready for it, but you can't really prepare for that stuff,
And it is hard.
Yeah.
So when you didn't go to or you were at your mom's house and you left from there, and where'd you go?
I ended up in Tulalip reservation up with a friend up there, and I wasn't really outside per se, but it was just a couch surfing kind of deal,
Yeah.
Back and forth between a few friends up there, and then, met like the homeless community up there. I remember there was this girl and her mom was really old, and like I would check on the mom because she was just old, her name was Betty, and I could see how she was out there just being tough, and I felt for them, so I would like help them out every now and then, and kind of ended up like getting into that homeless community out there, and before you know it, I'm staying under a bridge with them, probably 2018, 2017, staying in the bridge with them when they're there, and There's a lot of us that stayed there.
Was that the first time?
Like being homeless? Yeah. But and we were like a family up there. We were close. You know, you get your occasional people here and there that come in and, you know, cause problems and stuff, but most of us there we were pretty close. And then started heading down towards Everett, you know. Ended up in Everett, which is not the greatest homeless community. It was a large one, but the cops up there, the Snohomish County is just, they really, like, it seems like their job is to harass homeless people. Like, you know, they go to work each day to pick on homeless people. It seems like they really focus on you. Like if they see you, they're stopping and they're going to mess with you. They're going to take your name. They're going to do everything they can to get you caught up. So I've ended up in Snohomish County Jail a lot of times. Probably like 30-day stints, maybe 4 or 5 times, you know, about 30 days each time. Just because I missed a court document. I probably could have got out earlier. It's just like petty theft or something, you know. Like I've been in jail for stealing a pack of donuts. For real. My lawyer says crime of the century, you know.
Well, I mean, what does that say? Stealing food?
Yeah, like, it's kind of absurd. Because up there, there's resources, but they come to you. It's not like you can go to them when they're. So if you're not available when they're available, you're going to go hungry, you know. And there's been times I've stole food and got caught, and a lot of times I spent in jail. I'd be in there like a month, and I'm thinking, man, I'm spending this whole time
for stealing food.
Oh, because I was hungry. Yeah. And they eventually the court system will be lenient on you, but you've already spent 30 days. They may sentence you to 3, but what happens is you go in there and you don't go to court that first day, and they backs you up, and then your lawyer will tell you, we'll get you on next week, and it ends up being a month you spent there, and then you get sentenced to 3 days, but you get credit for time served, and well, I spent 30, you know. And yeah, I've done that probably like 4 or 5 times, and it's no fun. The food is not good. It's terrible. They don't give you any kind of, it's just bland, you know. No taste to it. But trying hard not to go back there, so they started moving people around in Everett, like really a lot over this last year, like 2023, 22, and they were just pushing us all around. There was nowhere to go. I was even told by the police if they saw me standing around, they would arrest me. So they said, if I see you, you better get moving. I'm like, okay, so is there a spot we can set up? And they would tell us, like, you know, the sidewalk, but the sidewalk up there, you have to leave room for like a wheelchair, I believe, which is, so it allows you like maybe 2 feet. Which can't really be done unless you're some sideways parallel sleeper or something.
Now in Everett, is there like tiny homes and shelters?
There's not really. I mean, as far as I know, there's resources up there, but it's just harder to get into. They have a thing called a sheriff's program that I know of. People do that, but people are scared of that, you know, when they hear that.
Why?
Well, it says the sheriff's program.
So,
yeah. And I understand.
You mean the police department?
I understand it's a good thing, but it just scares people. You know what I mean? Like I've been offered it before, and I'm like, I don't generally think the cops are too nice up there. I'm not going to feel like they have my back, but they supposedly do. And that thing, I think, is a deal where you stay at this place that's at the courthouse for a transitional period and you can leave, but you got to come back, and you can't really leave. I don't know. They allow you to like go outside, I guess, but you got to be there, and then they try to help you get your court dates if you have those kind of things wrapped up, get all your affairs in order. And then they'll move you into housing. I don't know exactly where the housing is. I think they have a couple places up there. Yeah, they do. They just look like old like apartment complexes and stuff that they've turned into housing. But it's not as resourceful as many people. Like down here in King County, there's more people active about it. And so lately, I've been like during the sweeps. You've been there, and I've been just, I guess, late on the sweeps. The most recent ones, they've told us we're getting housing and then show up and like only couples get the housing, and I think that's just because at the tiny homes they're obviously more efficient if they put 2 in one bed than just 1 in there. I don't know if that's the case. They told us at the last 2 sweeps there was not housing. They said it was backed up or full.
Well, from my understanding, a shelter and a tiny home are temporary transitional
into permanent housing.
Not permanent housing.
Yeah.
And so maybe that word, I don't know, gets thrown around like housing.
Well, they're saying that's the process, is they want you to go to one of those.
Oh, I see.
And then you got to stay on top of it with your caseworker, and you'll be in line to get these permanent housing as they line up. But I don't know. I mean, I've seen people get in. I've seen lucky cases, and I've seen people that have been like trying for years, and it's just, you never really know. It's kind of hit or miss.
Yeah.
I guess it could depend on your caseworker, how ambitious they are, or maybe how much you're in their face, or I don't know. But
I think it's all those things.
I just know that the last 2 times I've seen them make promises, it hasn't come through. And I don't put it on them. I know they're doing what they can. I don't think it's like a conspiracy or anything like that. But it's just weird because I know people at the tiny homes, and they claim that there is empty ones all the time. I talked to someone 2 days ago. He said there's 4 or 5 opening up like within the last day or two at his down the road, and so for them to say they're full, I don't know. It's a mystery to me as to what's really going on.
Yeah, I think it's complicated. I think the system's probably overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
It doesn't seem like there's that many homeless people though, because I mean, these guys come out every day and see the same people. So it's like, I don't know if they're going many other places. Like, you have the workers.
If you think about King County,
it's
huge.
It is huge. Yeah.
And there's like 50 or 60,000 unhoused people.
Is that what they say?
In King County.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So I mean, what I see too is in Ballard. It's like I live in Ballard and you're in Ballard, so it's like I don't have to come far.
Yeah.
Just come to the park, and there's people that are unhoused at the library, and that population is growing.
Yeah.
And I think with it growing, it just can't. The caseworkers, just, I think.
Yeah, maybe they're overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I was curious. See, that's what I'm saying. I see them every day, though. It's like, are they? I don't know what else they're doing besides that. So I don't know if they're overwhelmed or what. I've heard, this is all rumors. I haven't done my research.
Yeah.
But they say there's a lot of money allotted for this. And they were talking about these rocks that they put out here. Have you heard about that? They say they put $700,000 into rocks to places so that we can't be comfortable there.
The rocks and the cement blocks, yeah. $700,000 to prevent people from camping there.
That just seems like a lot of money that could have gone somewhere else.
That's a lot of money. I read recently in 2023, last year, the city spent $38 million on encampment cleanups. In other words, sweeps and stuff.
Wow.
38 million.
Wow.
There's no lack of money.
Yeah, that's what I would think. I mean, this is an area that generates a lot of money in the world. I'm sure it's one of the top places or something.
I mean, this is a wealthy city.
Yeah.
So those are the questions that you go like, wow, we're in one of the richest countries in one of the richest cities.
Yeah.
How is there so much poverty?
I don't know.
What's going on here where we can't house people or people having to steal food?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's very strange.
Well, let's see. I first saw you were walking out of the Greenwood sweep.
Yeah.
And so you eventually made your way from Everett.
I made my way down here, and basically due to the police just harassment. And down here it's a lot better. The police seem to they don't have it's almost up there like they have a personal vendetta with you, even though you've done nothing wrong to them. Down here, the police just do their job. They've probably got a lot more things going on that are more important, actual crime going on than just homeless people being around in the park or something like that. And so they seem to leave you alone until they're called, and then they'll come do their job, but they are way more lenient and more, I'd say, appropriate the way they treat us, So it's much easier to handle down here than, being homeless down here than up there. And if there seems to be more resources, you've got, food, and you've got people coming talking about housing. We'll see if it follows through or not, but it seems more possible to get off the streets down here.
Yeah.
So definitely, once I got down here, it was a no-brainer. I've told friends up there, you guys should come down here because it's just better. You're not going to spend time in jail.
What do you want, Justin? What do you want to do? What's your ideal kind of situation?
I don't know. I'm pretty easy. I don't have kids or I have no one relying on me, so it's just me. I mean, my slate's clean, so it's kind of hard for me I don't have anything directing me, you know what I mean? But I imagine something would be nice. I've always kind of been like that. A kick in the pants helps, Because if I say I've got nothing going on, I'll just do whatever.
Well, I guess another way to ask that is, Justin, what are your hopes and dreams?
It's just been so long since I've even really thought about that. It's just been, the daily grind of the waking up each morning with how am I getting by today. So it's that's where your brain goes when you're struggling.
It's survival mode. Right?
Yeah, and it really doesn't really allow you much time to think about those kind of things. Those kind of things come to you when you have options. You know what I mean? Or have the necessities taken care of each day. So I don't really. Man, it's hard to say. I don't know. I hope to get there soon. I have some things going on right now where I'm trying to get back on track and stuff, and if housing works out, that would definitely help. Waking up in a spot each day, I have PTSD from waking up around strangers because they steal everything. So when I wake up, it's a panic. Each time someone's around me, when I wake up and I'm another person, you immediately panic, which is a terrible way to wake up. Absolutely terrible. And so it gives me anxiety around strangers. It just makes me really nervous, and I'm sure housing would help me get my, waking up with that little moment of peace and comfortability and stuff is probably key to thinking properly, you know.
Yeah. No, for
So
sure.
housing would definitely help me start. You know, I know people that have been in it for a couple of years, and they definitely have gotten their lives back on track. They're doing a lot better. I know a buddy. I was just at his house yesterday. He got housing back in 2022 or 21, and it was paid for a year. But now he actually pays for his own housing and stuff. So that's how a lot of that works, I think.
Yeah,
So it worked for him, you know. And I hate to be relying on somebody because I've always been capable, but it's, you know, years have gone by, injuries, things like that. You know, right now I'm dealing with a serious kidney stone situation that I have surgery coming up on, and once I get through that, that's like my focus right now. Getting those two, I have surgery on the 20th and 21st this month, so it's like 10 days out or whatever, 12 days out. And once I get that done, I'm gonna hopefully, because I haven't been like pain-free for a while. It's been really bad. I have a really bad kidney stone situation. It's terrible. Each day is hard. So that's one thing I'm looking forward to right now. That's like my main focus. The only thing on my mind is getting those done.
Kidney stones,
hopefully
right.
on the 22nd when I get up, things will start changing, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you have that pain and be able to live like a normal person will be a lot more. It's something I haven't experienced for a while. I've been dealing with this for the last couple of years.
You talk to your mom,
Yeah,
your brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to them. You know, they just obviously, like you would guess, they just want me to get clean. My mom's understanding of, you know, what it's like to be a user, but she doesn't really, you know, when she says, she's like, why don't you just get clean? It's like, I wish I could just do that. Like, you know what I mean? When I'm ready, I'll be ready. But until then, it's a process, you know?
I think part of that process, like you were saying earlier, is like getting housing, a place to close the door, lock it, to wake up, not around
To have
strangers.
breakfast would be nice,
Have
you know?
breakfast.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I was talking to somebody who I talked to over the summer that is now in a tiny home, and it's like he's like way happier.
Yeah, I've seen a couple people I know that are there, and when I saw their layout, I was so happy for them, like that they had, you know, something like that, and you can tell they're just loving it. And then some people go there and they immediately come right back out because they're just, I don't know if it's they're just used to you know, they say there's rules there and stuff, and some people don't like that.
Yeah, it's not for everybody.
But it can't be too much, you know. I don't know. I'd definitely take a chance at it and see if I like it rather than not, you know.
Yeah, and then
You can always go back.
that's right. But I mean, just that again, security, safety of stable, permanent housing, and then you start working on other things in your life. You can't. How could you possibly work on like you said? You're trying to survive every single day.
Yeah.
You're not gonna work on your addiction or like.
Yeah, you got 24
these
hours a
things.
day.
It's
You
just
wake up and part of them are due to how am I eating and where I'm kind of used the bathroom today and where can I clean
Yes.
up. That's a lot harder than just a 15 minutes spent in the morning going, you know, and
Yeah.
so it really puts a crunch on you.
Yeah. Is there anything you want to say to the people of Seattle?
You know, I don't know, homeless people are good people, and they're not all bad. There's bad and good people everywhere, and I've met some of the smartest people out here, some of the most kind people. I've also met some people that are troubled, but we're people, you know, and we definitely feel the majority of it. Like if you walk up to talk to somebody, they won't even listen to you. That's, you know, it just feels terrible, you know. But there's good people, for sure.
Thanks for your time, man. It's
Yeah, no
good to
problem.
hear your voice.
Absolutely.
Sweet, man. Appreciate your time.
No problem.
Grab that little mic.